So I did a video 2 years ago listing off the top 10 worst skins in all of Mortal Kombat, and to my surprise, it was universally agreed to be a list of facts. And now that Mortal Kombat 11 has been out for a while now, it's time to make another universally agreed list of facts. Now the first disclaimer I'd like to say here is that this will actually be made up of a selection of skins for an individual character, because there's literally thousands and thousands of skins in this game and there's literally hundreds of bad ones, so it's hard to come up with a list of 10 or 5. So I decided, okay, who has the worst selection of skins, or where you're in a scenario where you're like, okay, I don't like the default, but I don't have any alternatives. So basically, if you don't like the default costume for your character, you're pretty much screwed. Starting off with number 5, and I really did not want to put this character on this list, and I almost didn't, but I just had to, and that character is Sub-Zero. Now the reason I almost didn't put him on this list was because he has his classic costume, but other than that and his primary, which I really like, what other skin is there? Like purple Sub-Zero? Okay, I mean, greenish Sub-Zero? Okay, which by the way is an ugly shade of green, it's barf green. And most of these skins also just look like a lot of things just slapped together, making these seem a little bit too random. And I get it, Sub-Zeros look more or less the same from MK1 to MK4, which I don't mind at all. But where's Deadly Alliance Old Man Sub-Zero, man? Where's MK9 Sub-Zero? A Bihan Premier skin at least. That would be so cool to have in this game. Imagine a Bihan Premier skin in MK11. And of course, I'm not going to forget Deception Shredder Sub-Zero. Where is that stuff? Where is all the cool stuff in a game where timelines, different timelines, is one of its main themes? Like, where is all this kind of stuff? Hell, I wouldn't even mind if we got Deception Alternate Sub-Zero, like bald ponytail Sub-Zero. That skin, I actually would not mind that at all in this game, because I actually think it would look a lot better in this game than it did in that game, in Deception. Now, God bless that we have a classic skin for Sub-Zero in this game, because other than that, we don't have any good skins, and we are also left with Dimitri Vegas Sub-Zero.
You command gold.
There is no better cryomancer.
Moving on to number 4 is DVorah. Now, this one is kind of obvious. I think people saw this coming eventually. Nobody likes DVorah, man. DVorah is fucking dumb and annoying, and I've been saying that before her buff came out. But let's focus on costumes, not gameplay here. And thankfully for me, I actually do like her primary outfit because it's an updated version of her MKX alternate costume, and I actually do like that alternate costume as well. But other than that, man, you cannot tell me that I'll put this image up on the screen and you'll say shit like, oh yeah, this is awesome. Oh yeah, this is one of DVorah's best looks. Wow, this makes DVorah look better. Of course, there's gonna be some people out there who actually do like this stuff, and I get it. She's a bug. It's kind of in her character to kind of look gross and nasty and disgusting and all that kind of stuff. And hey man, if you're into that kind of stuff, but if you're asking me and my list, if you're asking for me to put a list of my personal preferences, DVorah just has to go on here, and I think most people will agree with me here. I really wish they designed her alternates around the Mortal Kombat X primary outfit, because I really like that look in MKX, her primary look in MKX, and I really wish most of her alternates in this game was centered around that kind of costume. Now, number 3 is a character I did not want to put on this list. I really didn't want to, but I had to. There was no way that I was going to let this character get away with it, and that character is Kabal. Now, the main reason why Kabal is on this list is because he actually does have good costumes, but they're exclusively in his Revenant form. Like, if we had a human version with the scars and the long hair of his default costume that's a Revenant, this list would be a lot different, and Kabal probably wouldn't have been on this list. Like, I like the idea of an unburned version, and we have it. I like the idea of an unburned Kabal playable, but where is the traditional looking Kabal? The one with the scars and the long hair and the jacket that looks like UMK3, or at least his MK11 default one, and we just don't have it. We do have something that almost looks like it, but it has a ponytail and there's no scars. But wait, hold on, there's scars in the long hair, but they go to these ugly ass looking skins. Like, Come on, man. Look, I already have a problem with his default costume. It's not perfect. I didn't say it was perfect because his hair doesn't look like the hair that he had in UMK3. That hair would look so awesome in MK11, but they can't animate hair, so they're just gonna give him like Chucky looking hair. Like, no, man, I don't want tank top Kabal over a traditional looking Kabal. Making him more Black Dragon is setting him up to be less interesting of a character, which, by the way, that is something you do not want to do with a character like Kabal, but it's too late because that's the story in this game and they designed his costumes to reflect that. I'm gonna head out. Now, number 2 was a bit tricky for me for 2 reasons. Kind of funny there. Number 1 was that I was really hesitant to put her at number 2 because I had her at number 1, but I was like, man, maybe she should really go at number 2. And then I was like, nah, she should be at number 1. But then I was like, nah, she's got to be number 2. And I think you guys will agree with my number 1 pick. And number 2, the second reason was because when this list was made, she didn't have a costume that just came out. And I'll talk about that costume in a second. And this character is Cassie Cage. What happened? Literally, what happened to this character and her alternate skins? Where did this Mass Effect spaceship come from? It's so random. Where did that come from? Like, remember when Cassie was originally supposed to have short hair at MKX? We actually do have that in this game, and I was happy to hear about that. But it comes with this looking skin. Like, again, what happened? You went from having some really cool ass looking skins in MKX like Tuxedo Cassie, awesome, Workout Cassie, perfect, Crawling in My Skin in MKX Mobile. Did NetherRealm have a hard time figuring out what skins to have for Cassie in her alternate selection? You literally have tons and tons of references to go from that you just made. How are you lost? How are you lost? And when she doesn't have this Mass Effect looking skins, she has these generic suit ones, which I guess are okay, but that doesn't help your case. If it's just okay or bland looking, it doesn't help your case at all. So, come on, man. The only thing I like from these Mass Effect looking ones is that one of them looks like an Avengers Endgame suit. But if that movie didn't exist, or if you don't care about Avengers and the Marvel movies and everything, then you probably don't have the same opinion as me. And if that movie didn't exist, I would have a completely 180 opinion on it. Okay, so like I said, this list was made before the Harley Quinn Cassie Skin came out. And to me, I don't really care for it. I'm not really bothered by it. Some people don't like it. Some people say that Cassie still doesn't have a good skin, or people will say, okay, finally Cassie has a good skin. For me, I don't really like ads in my games. This is basically an ad for the Birds of Prey movie, and it was an ad for the trailer that came out the same day the skin was revealed. So, on the one hand, I don't like ads on my games, but at the same time, this is a themed skin, and I loved themed skins for any character in any game. Like Overwatch, I love the themed summer skins and the holiday skins and everything, and this is a themed skin. So I like it. At the same time, I don't like ads in my games, and at the same time, altogether, I'm never going to play Cassie and I'm never going to use the skin. So ultimately, I don't care. You guys can let me know what you guys think. I'll put the poll up in the description, or up in the YouTube cards, saying, giving the option, do you guys like the skin? Do you think Cassie finally has a good skin? Or do you think that Cassie still doesn't have a good skin? I'll let you guys decide up there in the YouTube cards. And finally, number 1, and this character just has to be number 1, and that character is, drumroll please, Frost. Now, this isn't even bigger what the fuck happened, because they take a surprisingly good character on its own in terms of design from the 3D era, and they injustice her. And what I mean by that is they're taking a character and then turning them into a damn robot, because everyone in Injustice looks like a fucking robot. Just look at Injustice 2. Everyone in that game looks like a fucking robot, and instead of looking like their traditional selves. And guess what? Frost actually is a robot in this game. She's literally Cyber Frost. And do we have a Deadly Alliance costume? Nope. Do we have an MMA Frost costume? Nope. Instead, we have this. Literally, what is this? Literally, how do we go from this to this? How? Now, the reason why Frost is number 1 on this list is because she's a 3D era character. And never mind what I think about the 3D era characters. Most of you guys know that the 3D era is where I grew up, and I like the 3D era characters a lot more than maybe you guys do. But just never mind what I think about that. Look at this objectively. You're gonna get a split in the community. You're gonna get people in the community, one side that think this is Frost and this is her whole ass character, when in actuality it's not. And you're gonna get the other side trying to explain that to them, and you're never gonna get the new fans to know what it's like to have a traditional Frost in a modern Mortal Kombat game, and you're not even gonna give them the chance with no classic looking Frost in this game. And in all honesty, I don't think we'll ever get a classic looking Frost. I don't think we will get Deadly Alliance Frost, because her head pops off and she's flying and shit. So it sucks. We're stuck with it. And this is just not how you treat a 3D era character who hasn't been in a Mortal Kombat game since Armageddon. Okay, so forget Frost for a second, okay? And let's talk about Fujin. How would you like it if they made Fujin a full-on cyber robot, whatever you want to call it, robot god, robot wind god? You know what? I'm going to make it worse. They take away the ponytail and they make him a full-on wind robot god, and they don't give him any MK4 skins or any mythology skins or any Armageddon skins. And they call that Fujin. Imagine if they did that in an attempt to make him cool and to appeal to the 3D era character haters who say shit like, ah, la, 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 3D era characters can't be cool, they all suck, ah, la, 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 they can't be approved, la, 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 la. That's literally how most of them are. Imagine if they did that. Imagine if they did that in an attempt to make him cool, because, oh no, Fujin's not cool. Fujin's not cool. We gotta make him a robot. That's how we do it. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. The comment section is right there, so I can give you an opportunity for you to yell at me and tell me how much of a pathetic loser I am. Also, the like button is right there, and I hope you guys will click on it because I have a family to feed. No, but seriously, that is my list. Tell me what you guys think about the list, and let me know your list in the comment section below. And I hope you guys subscribe to the channel for more Mortal Kombat content, and I hope to see you in the next Mortal Kombat video. I'll see you all later.